You are now tuned in to the GNWY podcast.
Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the GNWY podcast. Do not forget to
Do not like it.
Taylor.
Sorry.
You ready?
Yep.
Do not forget.
This, like while you're talking.
Why would you look at the camera that does not point at you?
This is gonna be the most chaotic episode.
This one is yours.
Oh, there's fuzzes in my eye. Okay, go.
There's more fuzz. Where is this coming
you
from?
see the
dude?
fuzz?
No, it's not floating anywhere. All right,
Action.
3, 2, 1. Do not forget to like, rate, review, subscribe, do all the things so we can get people's stories out more effectively. And today we have none other than Miss. Okay, can you turn that off?
It was my mom.
Just kidding. We love Sherry. If you could make some noise one time for Miss Teen America, Oklahoma.
No.
What is your title?
I am Miss Brookside's teen. I'm competing for Miss Oklahoma's teen this summer.
Kaitlyn Faith, everybody. Make some noise for Miss Kaitlyn, everybody.
Yeah.
That was my hawk. Anyways, welcome to the podcast. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
What were you doing before you got here?
I was conditioning with my Palm team.
You're on the Palm Squad.
Storm.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Storm.
we love it.
Shout out to the homeschoolers.
Oh, yeah.
They're probably watching this right now.
Yeah, because we're the cool kids. So, yeah, my name's Kaitlyn Reber, and we met in a coffee shop.
Well, go ahead and get into it. Yeah. Tell people where we
met.
met.
In a coffee shop.
What were you doing?
What coffee shop?
Yeah.
I was Mentality and Coffee.
In Bethany.
In Bethany, yep. I was giving Stu some soup, and I don't know what I was giving you.
Attitude and sass. Full
Always.
cup of it.
A full cup.
Speaking of.
Wait,
Fill your cup.
This coffee shop has soup?
Okay, this has got to be either thrown off a cliff or turned off. Thank you. All right, what were you saying?
This coffee shop has soup? Is it a soup shop
Yeah,
or a
Yeah,
coffee
it's
shop?
very
no.
interesting. It's
So,
very delicious. So it must have been on a Thursday.
They have, yes, because it was taco soup. Oh my
That's
gosh.
my favorite.
The taco soup day, that was
Taco
not
soup.
as good of a high five.
Well, I was looking at Taylor.
Taco soup day is the best day. Oh, it's Mama Sherry.
Answer
I
it.
gotta
She could be on the
answer
podcast.
I gotta answer her. Hey, Mom, I'm recording.
Hi. That's okay. You can turn my volume off, but since I can't be there with you, you need to leave.
Oh, okay. Mom's gonna watch.
Aw, yes.
Okay, but you have to put yourself on mute. That's not. You have to put yourself on mute. Do you know how to do that?
We've never done this before.
I'm still a minor with 2 guys in a shed.
It's not a shed.
It's very much a shed.
I said that
So she's got to be here.
it's okay that she is. Yes, it's funny.
Okay.
We've just never done it before. Yes.
Well,
Can she hear?
I'm a-
Mama Sherry, can you hear?
she can hear.
Perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, so go ahead. Yes, Thursday.
Thursdays is
Taco
taco
soup.
day. I don't work
Yes.
there anymore, but if you go on Thursdays for the taco soup.
Yeah, it's
They still do
bomb.
that.
It's bomb.
Very bomb. But yeah.
That's how we met. And
yeah,
then
I gave Stu. I was giving Stu some soup, and he was like, "Do you like content creating?" And I was like,
Is that exactly what he said?
"Yeah." I was like, "I don't really know how, but like that's cool."
Yeah.
And
Right.
he was, and then you started talking to me, and then I started talking to you.
Yeah.
And then you were like,
Because
Like,
you were
why?
talking about like you getting into your your pageant stuff. You were
Right.
doing the pageant stuff,
Yeah.
so you were talking about that, and then you were talking about being a homeschooler, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were talking about pom, dance, all the things. And then when
All
you
the
said
things.
dance, I was like, wow, that's
"She's
dope.
a dancer girl."
What's the purpose? What's your purpose and all that?
Exactly.
And then you got into
Fill your cup.
fill your cup, everybody. Yes, I feel like that needs a note. Here we go. Bam, 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 bam. Yes, it
Oh, that's
does.
fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a blast.
I like that.
So, yeah, tell everybody what Fill Your Cup is.
Yeah, so I created Fill Your Cup is basically my passion project. It helps people find their reason for being in life. As someone who has struggled with anxiety and depression, I felt like I lost all purpose, and so I decided to create this because I believe that everybody was born with a purpose. So we talk on 3 things: and cup, connection,
Hit it.
getting up and getting active, and
You.
ultimately finding
P.
your purpose. And, you know, you got to do the things in life that fill your cup. If you're not
Facts.
filling your cup, then what are you doing here?
Living an empty life, I guess.
Living an empty life.
That's it. Excellent. So you started Fill Your Cup in what year? Was this recent?
I started it this past summer. So the summer of
22.
22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taylor
Excellent.
Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Yep.
I'm feeling 20. Okay, sorry.
Not
Anyways, that wasn't good. It's because you didn't believe in it. Okay. So, all right. So you started Fill Your Cup, and then what is the like purpose or mission behind Fill Your Cup? Is it like you're pushing mental health, or like what is the active part of Fill Your Cup?
Yeah, so the mission behind it is really pushing mental health. As someone who I'm very thankful because mental health has never been like a taboo in my family.
Yeah.
I've got 2 or 3 therapists in my family, life coaches.
Yeah.
And it's something that I think is super important. It's really impacting our world right now, but we need to learn how to talk about it in a way that students, kids, and adults can understand.
Yep.
Because everywhere all over, some people think that it's not even real.
Yeah.
Which it is. Plot twist. And then also, yeah, I feel like there's just so many people that, as someone who has been in the homeschool area, always around people, but also gone to public school in high school, they're like, everyone I meet feels like they have no purpose in life. They're like, if something sucks, it's just like, okay, like, there's no reason for
That's
this.
how it
like,
is.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
Right.
And I feel like there's not people really pushing them to be their best. There's not people pushing them, like, there's something so much greater for you out there.
Right.
So I kind of saw that lack, and then as someone who has felt that myself, but I also have a great support system.
Yeah.
I've got Jesus.
Yeah.
You know? And
Shout out to the main man up top.
Shout out to the main man up top.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that's kind of the idea, the purpose
Yeah.
behind it. But my goal is...
Did this come, where did this passion project come out of? Was it from your pageant, like you wanted to do it from the pageant stuff, or was this a personal experience?
So a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
For there's a lot of different types of pageants, but for the Miss America organization,
Tell us, for the people who don't know pageant life.
For the people that don't know pageant life,
Let's go.
For the Miss America organization, you have to have a CSI, which is a community service initiative,
Okay.
right? So everybody brings something different to the table of something that they're passionate about.
I thought CSI was a show on
Right, yeah.
Crime scene investigation.
Crimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
That's
name,
not that
the name
anymore?
is bounced around, but it is
It's-
officially
it's bounced
CSI.
Okay, got you.
So
yeah.
So everyone in the organization, from Miss to Teen, all over the country, brings something different to the table.
Yeah.
And this can be anything they're passionate about. We've got people that talk about heart problems. We've got people that talk about homelessness, mental health. Some people talk about like fostering animals, all that sort of thing. So initially, it started with me wanting to find something that was my niche. Like, I wanted to find something that was just me. It wasn't something that I had to memorize, but it was like Kaitlyn Faith through and through. I could go anywhere and talk about it because it's my story. And that was the kind of starting idea of it. And then before that, back in spring of 2022, I struggled a lot with mental health. I had my first panic attack back in October of 2021.
Yeah.
Things progressed over the winter. I started going to therapy. Best decision of my life.
Of course.
If you consider going to therapy, you should definitely go. Even for people who haven't been specifically through stuff, it'll change the way you look at life. And then in that spring, I had some pretty harsh panic attacks. I ended up becoming suicidal at some point. I told my mom, I was like, you know what, maybe things would be easier if I was just in heaven. Like, it's too much. There's no purpose for me to be around anymore. And in that moment, it broke me because I knew in my heart that there's a reason that I'm here. And I firmly believe so much that every single person here is made for such a time as this. And from there, I really, like, before creating Fill Your Cup, I did the things that filled my cup. So I really just took the time, spent time with friends. I found the real relationships in my life that, like, gave me life.
Yeah.
I focused a lot on getting active, getting my body moving, and I focused a lot. Whenever I talk about purpose, I talk about the little things that like spark joy, because if you fill your life with those things, then you're always going to go through the ups and downs, but you're always going to know what you can go to bring you joy again. So for me, that was writing, whether that was journaling, whether that was writing poetry. That was a super special place for me. And then it's kind of cheesy, but for me, it was going to watch sunsets, because that was like, that was like all of my healing. Like I just felt like
that's dope.
I could end the day with seeing like what the Lord created and have faith that like there was going to be another day.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's dope.
That's a little bit of backstory of it all.
Yeah. And obviously hanging out with GNWY.
Exactly.
Right.
GNWY's made it even more.
I'm just playing. But that's dope. Okay. So you started that, you did it for yourself and you went through that process. And would you say like even right now, where are you at on a scale of 1 to 10 of like figuring out even more so what Fill Your Cup could be?
Like where it could go?
Yeah.
I mean,
do you think you're like in the middle of figuring it out, or
I feel like honestly, I feel like I'm at the beginning, because it's already grown so much. It's grown so much more than I expected it to.
Yeah.
I created an account on social media. Go follow Fill Your Cup, okay?
Yeah.
And I decided to make it a professional account a little while ago, and just in the past, I think 8 months maybe, it's reached over 20,000 accounts. Nice. Which is super, super cool, and that's so important to me. And I feel like it's like just started. Yeah. Like I just want to impact people. I think the biggest thing, like my biggest fear has always been like one day when I look back, I don't want to regret anything. Yeah. And so I want to impact people. And if that's being someone that's there for them, if that's being someone who they need to talk to, who they need information about, or being a hype man for them, like call me up and I'll be there for you. Yeah. But yeah, so I think that's why I lined up so much with GNWY, because that's really just like what y'all stand for. And I was like, this is like aligning perfect.
Yeah, definitely. What connected with your heart with GNWY so much?
I think,
or why did you connect with it?
When I really got to talking to you guys, and then just through social media, I was able to see how much kids were like changed. I feel like right now, from personal experience, a lot of kids just feel numb. They hear the same things. Mental health is talked about a lot, but people don't go into it because people aren't learning the social emotional learning in schools. I think that that's just as important as math, science, history, all that, because you can learn where to put commas and you can learn a couple dates, but you're not going to be able to thrive in the world if you don't know how to interact with the people around you. So whenever I saw how much like kids were actually feeling something, after you guys talked to them and meeting the team and seeing that like everyone was there because they were like so called to it. Like you can tell, even just in like team meetings, everyone wants to make a change. No matter what's going on in their life, everybody goes through crap, but like everyone comes together to help people. And that's just like music to my ears. That warms my heart, you know? Yeah,
that's dope. And you came to your first GNWY assembly.
I did.
2 weeks ago, right? Yeah.
I don't remember.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
What did you think about the experience?
I mean, that was amazing. We were in a teeny tiny school and the energy was still like so up, and I think my favorite part was talking to people after. I went up to a lot of students after and was just having conversations with them, and they were like, we don't get stuff like this. They're like, this is amazing. We're so thankful that like you guys even came out here. And having conversations with them and being able to make real and valuable connections with each of them.
You were killing it walking around for the selfies and stuff like that. Thanks. So good job. Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so it really got me inspired. Even listening to like you and Julian talk, I was like, yes, I want to do that. I was like, yes. Like you guys are talking. Gonna get it, you guys are talking, and the students were all just like zoned in, and I was like, yes, because people don't at schools. Nobody cares anymore. Yeah. Nobody cares.
Why do you think that is?
I think because I feel like they think that the people that are talking to them, whether that be teachers, a lot of the time it feels like they're doing it because they have to.
For a paycheck.
For the student, yeah. Like, it feels like people are talking about mental health because they have to. And why don't we talk about mental health? Because it's our heart. Because we want to help people actually make a difference. We want to heal our community.
Yeah.
Instead of it being like this horrible thing that's like, oh my gosh, if you deal with mental health, then
You're
what
a
are
bad
you doing?
person.
Exactly.
Right.
I think everybody deals with something in their life, but it just comes to people at different times.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of people want to mask it of like saying that it's just like a low point in their life or something like that. But like, if you just, that's why like even on the shirts that we're about to drop, right? That's why it says
Which
on
I
the
lit.
back of it, it's actually came from his wife.
They're lit designs.
The little phrasing underneath it. Did you see that? What does it say?
I don't remember
Okay,
what it said, but I
exactly.
saw it.
Okay, wow.
It was good, but I didn't memorize
It says breaking the stigma before we're all fully broken.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people that they hear mental health and they go to the extremes. And whether it's like, okay, well, you must be dealing with an illness or something like that. But it's like, no, mental health is really you knowing who you are, really knowing what makes you happy, what makes you sad, and how you got there. And there's a why to everything.
Exactly.
And so there's a purpose to why you got to where you got and where you're going, right?
That was like Chef's Kiss. That was a good little, you know? That was good. That was good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah. He's hilarious. We had an instance on the podcast before this one, and it was, I almost lost my, lost it. I was almost busting out,
Hawk
crying,
lost his
laughing.
chill.
You said the what?
I said the hawk lost his chill.
We've got to find a different animal. It's
If
not
you
a
start,
mouse.
if you start a
I'm
mouse,
thinking
that's
koala
even
bear.
worse.
A what?
A koala bear.
Why do you think a koala bear would be any
Because
better?
you look cute from afar, right? But then when you get up close to you, you're mean.
I'm mean.
I wouldn't say he's mean.
He's nice to you.
A lot of
I'm just
people
kidding.
said that we act quite a bit alike.
Who?
Your wife is one of them.
Like, oh, that me and you? act like?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
us.
fine. So we're lions then.
Oh,
So why
We
does it
look
change
cute
when
from
you get
afar.
thrown into
we
it?
look cute from afar.
I beg
But
to
up
differ.
close, we
How do I
can
go from a
bite.
the
koala
lion?
bear to a lion? That's pretty good though. I'm
I
okay
beg
with
to
that.
differ on the lion. But
Hey.
that can be a topic for another day.
Maybe like
Anyways,
Simba in his middle years.
My Chinese animal is an
Simba
ox.
as like the cub.
I really like my favorite animal. This is for y'all. You can be on exclusive and Sherry. My favorite animal is
in
a,
the podcast,
a
'cause
gorilla.
I'm not editing this.
Is
out.
a gorilla.
Why?
Why?
Why you look so disgusted? My favorite is a gorilla because they're so big, like they're just, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a really big hands person, and they
What?
got massive hands, and they're smart. They're really fast too, if you think about it, and they're family oriented, man. They like their family. They keep them around.
Give him around.
You know, like some hawks or something else, they just kick them out of the nest and expect them to fly. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I do with y'all. Okay, so moving on. Mental health. Okay, we're gonna get, but you know what I'm saying? That's why I think that the problem is the stigma, because we have a hard time with verbiage.
It's either like you are struggling and you need to be like pulled out of this group to deal with yourself, or
Right.
they're like, oh, you have anxiety, everybody
Why do you
does.
think that people alienate people that have either anxiety or panic attacks or anything like that?
I think because they're afraid of what could happen when it comes to mental health, because it's real and people do have scary thoughts, they have scary feelings, and I think that people are afraid of what could happen if they're around that. Maybe if they're exposed to that, maybe will they feel the same way, which is I validate that feeling, but it is going to help the community as a whole to just bring everyone in, to love on each other, to like understand what they're going through, but also like, you've got this, you can keep going. Let's all take the time to focus on what each other needs and harp in on that.
Yeah.
I think especially like kids these days are, I mean, kids are always crazy.
Always.
Kids are always crazy, but I just, based off lots of people that I've or lots of different people that I've met.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I said. It feels like they're trying to fill their time with something because they really do feel purposeless. And I feel like a lot, no matter what's going on politically, like what's going on in our culture, I feel like a lot of people are trying to find fulfillment in something because they just feel empty. And they really just need that love from the people around them to be like, whatever you're going through, like, I'm going to stand here with you. And that's like with my family, with my best friends, like my best friends, they've learned that like whenever I have a panic attack, for some people it's great if they just try to like shut it down and not let that overtake them. But for me, after working in therapy for a while, we realized that I really need to feel it through because I keep a lot of stuff down. And that's like the releasement of so many different emotions and stress. I carry a lot of stress in my body.
You're doing a lot too.
I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot than most kids are doing my age.
Definitely.
So
Because you're homeschooled.
Yeah, I can basically get my school done in a couple hours at home.
Exactly.
I have a job, prom, dance, Miss Oklahoma, GNWY. So, all that to say.
Fill your cup too.
Fill your cup. All that to say, my friends have learned not to shut down any panic attacks, but to sit there with me, to remind me of breathing techniques, of ways to slowly calm it down, and to just let me cry on their shoulder while I feel it through. And then I'm okay. Yeah. And sometimes it happens more. I have seasonal depression, so winter, catch me having a panic attack like every other week.
Every other week.
Yeah. Summer, I'm doing great.
Which is a thing, and people don't understand like that.
It is a real thing.
Seasonal depression can be a thing.
It is a very, very real thing. I also have something called... I almost sneezed.
Allergies?
Yeah, I have allergies, that's for sure.
I have something called allergies?
I have something called MTHFR, which basically means that I can't metabolize vitamins very well. So in the winter, not only am I not metabolizing vitamins that I'm taking very well, but I'm also not getting any from like my environment. So it's just like making it all worse.
So it's like you're vitamin deficient, but like so you can't even absorb it.
Yeah, so
right?
I can to a point, but I have to like be very intentional about taking certain vitamins. Like a lot of people are iron deficient, but like I'm iron deficient, and one specifically I can't remember for sure. But whenever we did the blood test before I started taking medicine for my anxiety, we realized that I was deficient in vitamin B. And the lead symptoms, if people actually know this and I get it wrong, I'm sorry. This is a memory.
That's okay, yeah.
I'm just recalling it. But the lead symptoms of being deficient in vitamin B is anxiety, depression, tiredness, heart problems, basically everything that I struggle with. So that was really eye-opening to see that, like, this isn't something I'm making up in my head. It's my
kind of
body.
Validates it.
It's my body reacting to something that I don't have, something that I need. And I think that's a thing that a lot of people don't understand as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you also need to make sure you're fueling your body, which is also a part of Fill Your Cup.
That's something else I was going to tell you earlier. We should do a cut for you for that. So instead of, a lot of people are wanting to fill their time, but you should fill your cup. You're doing the drum roll like it's a joke.
No, but I
like it.
That's
a brunch.
I like it because I don't have another sound effect.
Maybe.
No, I don't like it. I don't think that is
That's
good.
fine. That's fine.
I'll just keep it as a brunch.
Okay, that's cool.
And it's not a joke.
Everything I say is a joke. That's cool.
If you say a joke, I'll probably just go quiet.
What? You won't even laugh?
Not that one.
Okay, we're moving on now. So, yeah. So that's good. That's good information for people who do not understand that even the practical stuff of understanding themselves is a big part of it. Like some people probably wouldn't even think about, to go get blood work done or understand the way that their body is, even at a young age. There's people that are doing it, 30 and up, but
right.
You know
They're
what I'm saying?
only realizing at that point in life.
Right.
And if we can target that younger in life, we might as well.
So then we should probably have a talk with the healthcare people, right? Maybe we should start bringing some stuff down. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's more affordable for people. But
Yeah.
so that's really dope that it starts, even practically of, people, because even talking about this stuff probably hits home for you because of situations that you've been through,
Yeah.
and even relationships that you've been in and stuff like that. And so, like, how are you able to communicate to people who don't understand it and don't know what to do,
Yeah. So I've met a lot of different people who think about it very differently. I think especially in the Christian community, you've got people that are very supportive and very loving, and you've also got some people that are like, you're not trusting Jesus because you're struggling with anxiety and mental health. And for anyone that has gone through that,
been there,
that is not Christ. That is not who he is. We live in a broken world. Sin is in our world. Bad things happen, and just if you struggle with that doesn't mean that you have a worse relationship with Christ. I've leaned on him 100% this whole time.
Yeah.
A way that I explained it to someone not too long ago is it's if like someone told me this whenever I was struggling, and they were like, think about whenever someone has type 1 diabetes, right? They can't control that, okay? But they grow up and they learn how to regulate it. Sometimes their blood sugar is too high, and sometimes their blood sugar is too low. But then they learn how to regulate that with insulin.
Right.
This does not mean that they trust Jesus any less, that they have less of a faith, that they love others less, that they are completely different than anyone else in an abnormal way. But it's something that they were born with, and they learn how to go through their life with that.
Yeah.
And that was a really eye-opening like metaphor for me to use to explain to people, because Jesus has put doctors in the world, Jesus put therapists in the world, Jesus put community into the world for you, because he knew that we'd all be struggling with something. Everyone struggles with something different, but there's always someone there that can help you through that can walk by your side through that. And like I said before, everyone struggles with something at some point in their life.
Yeah.
And I have dealt with some things younger in my life, but it's also set me up to be able to talk about it. It set me up to be able to create Fill Your Cup, to be able to talk candidly about it to students, to judges in an interview maybe, anything like that. And I think that is just kind of a part of what I'm here for. I
feel think like that the more you talk about it, it makes it a little easier too? Yeah? Okay.
Because I'm able to take my own advice, because I still struggle. I'll still have days where anxiety is hard. Even whenever we were going to that GNWY assembly, like started having a panic attack, and I knew that I would be okay, but I also knew that what I was feeling was valid, that sometimes I can't control it and I just have to feel it through. And that's why you do need to surround yourself with loving and caring people, because I was able to have you guys kind of be like, okay, like, you're okay. You can take your time, just breathe through it, and we will be here for anything you need. And that makes it so much easier to handle, instead of people being like, you're just emotional, get over it.
Yeah, definitely. And those people are out there for real. It's just because they don't have patience, and understanding toward the situation. I've had a situation too whenever we were in Texas, and we were headed back from an event that we did. It was 3,500 students in this little arena thing. It was nuts.
It's massive.
But we were on our way back and got done eating somewhere, got in the car, and I'm the driver, right? Usually. And then legit, like, it just hit me all of a sudden that for some, I don't know how, like,
it comes out of the blue sometimes.
Right. My heart started racing. I started overthinking it. And then I just like, well, here we go. We're about to see it here in a second.
All right, guys.
Right. And then, same situation. And Megan, you remember, you know Megan.
Yeah.
Megan and Chase, like, they were just talking to me, and I got thrown in the back seat, and because we had to get home, regardless. And then had a blanket over my head the whole time, and then like people just talking to me and talking me through it and all that kind of thing. And I really feel like the team that we built it out of us going through things.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what's dope, is because we all helped each other walk through things, which makes it easier to be able to help other people talk through things.
Yeah.
Oof.
Ooh, that was a good line.
That was a bar,
good.
right?
That was I won't
Is
do.
that
I want the.
No, hit it.
I won't
Yeah,
do it,
we'll
but
do
like,
it. It was there. But for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you have a community, which is dope that you're building too with Fill Your Cup, and then also merging with GNWY and all that kind of stuff, you're building a community that can be able to help you walk through the hard stuff. And so, yeah, I think it's dope, man.
Yeah.
I love what you're doing, and you know, connecting with GNWY and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I've heard your story. I've heard some things that you've been through, and people that say stuff or whatever. We've seen that's what's, and the more assemblies that you come across and the things that you're gonna see is, you know, the things that you went through, these kids are currently going through.
Yeah.
And it's hard because you empathize with them, because you know you connect with them, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And so you'll definitely run into some more stories, and the more that you talk about your story, it's gonna be you know, even more open for these kids to connect with you.
Which, how cool is that?
Which is dope.
Like, I think that's so cool. As someone, I'm kind of a feeler to a fault at times.
You seem like you're getting emotional now. Yeah.
To hear, I mean, I was homeschooled 2nd through 8th grade, moved to a high school because that was a family move that we did. The reason I was homeschooled was so I could focus on dance more. I was dancing 5 days a week at the studio all the time. And to see my dad, who lives in New York.
Yeah.
But even whenever I first started at that high school, I had people come to me, didn't know them, and we would just start talking, and they would give me their whole life story. And I think at that point, as like a freshman, I didn't understand why, because it felt like they hadn't done that before. And I was like, oh, like people just really just love to share with everyone. Right. But I just think looking, just got some chatty Cathys over here. Right. But I think looking back, it's something that I think that the Lord has just gifted me with, and sometimes it can be hard, but like my ability to empathize with the people around me is just, I feel like I can just feel what people are going through, and that gives me the words to say, what to say to them, how to make them feel content after our interaction. My biggest goal is, if I interact with anyone, is to interact with intentionality, make them feel like they are valued. As someone who is a representative of Miss Brookside, of Miss Oklahoma, and also the Miss America organization, that's super important, because I think a lot of kids maybe remember a time when they're in elementary school and Miss Oklahoma came to see them or something like that. Yeah, it's this super cool moment, right? But what they remember is how she made them feel. It's how she made them feel, because take the pretty hat away and the sash away, and it's a person who feels for the people around her, and she's wanting to make a difference in her community, in her state, and for her country. Right. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to pageantry. It's very stereotypical sometimes. And that's why I love the Miss America organization specifically so much, because it is so much more than a shiny hat on your head. It is grown me. I can promise you that last year, before I started pageants, or my first year of starting this organization, I wouldn't have been able to talk about all this, to be so confident in all of it. I would have been second guessing myself. But through surrounding myself with like-minded people, with people who wanted me to be the best I could be, that's how I became the person I am. And that's what I want to inspire other people to do, even if they're not involved in a pageant. Right. That's something that you can do any part of your day, whether you are checking out at the grocery store. Even today, like, I was getting gas before coming here, that's why I was a little late. I just needed the gas. Yeah, I don't know. I need a better sound effect. But like even just talking to the guy at the gas station, and we were talking to each other about our day, and I wanted, like, if someone feels like, because you can tell sometimes people aren't in the mood to talk, and I'm very good at learning how to read the room, and if someone doesn't want to share, but if people want to talk about their day, I would love to. Or I was at TJ Maxx the other day grabbing a talk, and me and this older lady were talking about her kids because I reminded her of her granddaughter who had red hair, and we were just talking about her life. And I think that's so special because some people don't get that, and the connections that they make during the day changes their day. And if I can be someone that changes someone's day, then I will do that day in and day out.
Be that somebody for somebody. Yeah, that's dope. It's a huge thing. I mean, like, nobody's really gonna remember your accolades. Nobody's gonna remember all that, but they're gonna remember how you made them feel for sure. That's what we talk about at schools too. You know, it's like we put a lot of emphasis on, you know, academics and your grades and all that kind of stuff. But I don't remember anybody that was great at anything. I remember a handful of people though that, you know, that made me feel important or validated, or you know, we had great laughs or whatever. But that's the only thing that I truly remember from high school. And that's anything with anything. You know, your family members or whatever, you don't remember, you know, you'll sometimes remember like the bad, obviously, but like you connect with the people that, you know,
but
that
what
make
you
you
remember
feel
is the good in everyone.
Yeah, definitely. And there's good in everybody. We just need to be able to inspire that part of them to come out, you know. And so that's why I love what you do, man. Yeah, you're dope. And you're only 16, right?
Yep, I'm only 16.
And people did not hear that. She's only 16. She's already killing it, doing some dope stuff. Started her own organization, connected with other organizations. She's in pageantry. She dances. She does. What else? Do you do anything else?
Well, my family owns an Airbnb, and I work for that. I clean the Airbnb, so I have a job.
Let's go.
Yeah, dance, prom, pageants, Gen Y, fill your cup.
This is why you got a lot on your plate. But you just imagine though, like the growth of Kaitlyn that's gonna be, you know, out of all this. That means that you're going through hard stuff for a reason, and it's gonna be like you're gonna be evolved into like a dope, you know, well-rounded person, you know. So it's dope, and we appreciate it. You're gonna also if you can, you're gonna be over helping with the team board for GNWY, so that's exciting.
I'm really, really excited about that. I think Gen Y is like, it is just now starting. Like, there is so much that you guys are going to be able to do. And I'm really excited for whenever teens can become more and more involved, because everyone has a different story and everyone is just as impactful as the next. So, I think it's to be really cool. And I think a lot of kids would love to do that, especially after talking to kids, like after assembly. They're like, I didn't even know like you could do this sort of thing. And I was like, yes, you should get involved.
Take a selfie.
Yes, you can help us set up.
Yes, that's dope. I really think that you're killing it. You're a perfect, you know, well-rounded person to be able to talk to people, tell your story, but then empower them and connect them to the right people. So connect them to the source.
Connect it to the source.
Let's go.
Connections.
If you want to tell this camera right here, tell people where they can follow you. All the platforms, all the things, right? And then, your pageant's about to be coming up, right?
Yep, I am Miss Oklahoma in a month.
Its countdown is coming.
Countdown time.
Wow, how many days?
I mean, we just hit a month like 2 days ago. Yeah. So,
are you excited?
I'm so hyped. I've been working so hard since the second I won Brookside back in August or September.
And you said it's May or what day?
June, if anyone is interested.
June what?
Miss Oklahoma's teen. It's going to be at the River Spirit Casino, June 4th through the 10th. Finals night will be on June 10th. It is an amazing show.
Finals night is on the 10th.
Yes.
So we should definitely come to that one,
yes.
if anything.
Finals day is the day where the Miss and the teen get crowned.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, so Oklahoma does it the best.
Wait, so this is a whole week long of events?
So week long, I'm doing rehearsals. Not to toot our horn.
Toot it away, dude.
Let's toot it away. Oklahoma is known to be in the top, like probably top 3 or top 5 in the country. We have incredible production team and choreographers, and the fact that we're able to do it at the River Spirit Casino. We can stay there. We are able to have food there. We're able to practice there, interviews, and then have a massive, beautiful stage, massive auditorium is just so amazing. We are so grateful for that. But yeah, so
it's dope.
It's really cool. It's a really good show. It's a really good show.
That's awesome. Well, we'll definitely have to be involved with that, or like be there or something, screaming our head off for Kaitlyn. So,
get my Kaitlyn buttons.
Yes, we're gonna have shirts and everything, your face on it. That'd be dope.
Maybe you can wear some Fill Your Cup merch. I think we're gonna start making some Fill Your Cup merch.
I was about to say, where is it at? So
we're working on it. It's
okay. Who's we? You and your mom? Perfect.
Me and Mama Sherry.
Hey, Mama Sherry. Yes, that's beautiful. All right, so tell this camera where they can follow you at, all of the things, and then leave them with a motivational quote that you live by.
Okay, so right now I'm only on Instagram, but you can follow me at _Kaitlyn Faith, Kaitlyn, and then Faith, or you can go follow Fill Your Cup _OK. I am a big picture person, so you will literally see my life on there. And yeah, I think there's so many things that I could say, but ever since I was little, I heard, I don't know, you know, Duck Dynasty?
Of course.
Duck Dynasty is the best.
Yeah.
And Corey Robertson. Okay. She's not my favorite. Sadie Robertson. I live by her literally every.
You live by her.
Like, I don't live by her, but I wish.
Of course.
To live by her would be amazing. Anyways. Not in a creepy way. She's just really cool. But yeah. Her mom said once on a podcast of hers, you can have a million reasons not to do something, but fear will never be one. And I always try to live by that.
How you looked at your fingers while you were saying that. I hope that she sees this clip somehow. I don't know, but you went. This is the most intimate look I've ever seen. In the pause. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
She's great.
Yeah, she's cool. I wouldn't be looking at my thumbs like that though for her.
I was playing with my rings.
Sure. You have a million ways to what? Not to do something.
No, you didn't hear it because you were laughing.
Then say it again. Say it right.
I said it right the first time. You were just bothered by my...
I was not bothered. I think Sadie would be bothered by her.
No.
I wish I lived by her. And...
Listen, I'm not wrong. It would be fun to live by them.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be funny.
That's not what I meant, though.
That's fine. Go ahead.
So, her mom said once on a podcast.
Yes.
Of hers, of Sadie's.
Of Sadie's, yeah.
You can have a million reasons not to do something. Okay. But fear should never be one.
Dope.
Because fear is a feeling, and you are not your feelings.
Mm-hmm. That's real.
That is real.
Feelings
are validated, but they're not who you are.
God's not a God of fear.
Or fury.
Do you read the Bible? It's a feeling. That's good. Love casts out all fear, and the greatest of these is love, and God is love. So that's dope. All right. So thank you so much for coming out. And yeah, I'm excited for Fill Your Cup and everything that you're doing, your pageant, all the things, and then you being a part of GNWY. It's dope. So
it's so lit.
Kaitlyn, thank you so much for coming out. Mama Sherry, thank you so much for tuning in. And yes.
Mama Sherry's been on FaceTime.
She did the hand, yes. But yeah, do not forget to like, rate, review, subscribe, do all of the things so we can be able. What?
I got another fuzz in my eye. Keep going.
Where did it come from? Because these is not just blowing around in here.
Oh, and you tell me.
It's not my thing. Do not forget to like, rate, review, subscribe, do all the things so we can be able to get Kaitlyn Faith's story out more effectively. Thank you so much for everything, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
That sound effect's not any better, dude. What was that? No! Are you charging an army?
Oh, Jemima.
Jemima?
Jemima.
What? Oh.
Jemima.
It sounded like you said Jemima.
No, Jemima. Say hi to the camera. Hey, take off your headphones. Say hi to the camera. Good job.
She's cute. All right, we'll see you next time. Peace.
Yeah.